Welcome to the Pinfall podcast.
I'm your host, Liz, and I'm joined as always by my lovely, vivacious, voracious
Vivacious.
co-host. Oh, that's the one you questioned. I don't think I used voracious correctly. It'll be a Milan question. He knows words.
Want to give a nice welcome to Splucha and Kayla. Welcome.
Which I missed you. Kayla, I also missed you. But also my co-host, Mark. Never let me get your name out.
Hey.
It's Wednesday. It's Turkey Day Eve. Hope y'all are not visiting distant relatives for whatever fucking reason. And cracking open a cold one with us, the boys. I heard it's a tradition in parts of New York, like you're growing up, like if you had friends, which I didn't, so I wouldn't understand this, where I guess people go out and get like super drunk. Could we not pee while I'm doing the podcast?
In my hometown, it was always the night of Thanksgiving, like after. Don't. That's inappropriate. We're gonna get banned for that.
Shame.
But in my hometown, it was always the night of Thanksgiving, like after you have Thanksgiving dinner, you go out to the bars and get wasted.
The night of Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I've always heard that people did it like Thanksgiving Eve.
From what I know, it was Thanksgiving night.
The reason why I always heard it was Thanksgiving Eve was because I knew somebody who came from a town from Binghamton where this happens all the time because it's Binghamton. No offense if you're from there. I'm from a worse town, so it's fine. Where like you go out, you get super trashed because the next morning you get to sleep in, watch football, eat a ton of fucking food.
Drinksgiving is what Kayla calls Thanksgiving Eve. Maybe it was Thanksgiving Eve I was thinking of.
I don't think the places are open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because I remember my sister invited me like a couple years ago when she was up in our hometown. We went Drinksgiving.
I grew up in a town where the closest bars that were not my ideal type of bar, which is grubby little hangouts where old ass men sit and watch Wheel of Fortune. Unless you wanted to go to one of those bars, which just me and my dad, you have to go across the river into Albany to do it. So it wasn't like realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've literally never gone out drinking. The only time I've ever gone to a bar in my hometown or the area around my hometown was that one time with you. I've never gone to a bar to like get drunk in my hometown. Never before.
I've never really enjoyed going drinking in your hometown, like our own hometowns, like my own personally.
I was gonna say my hometown.
Like
I thought we had a good time that one time.
I feel like it's like a common thing. Like unless you peaked in high school, you don't normally like going to drink in your hometown.
That's half the reason why I never wanted to go to the bars near my house, because once I was of legal age to drink, all of the people that were at the like dance clubs in Albany were people I went to high school with, and I was like, either one of you guys, like one of y'all is gonna flirt with me, and I'm not really into that because I've known you since you were 5, or one of y'all is gonna reject me, which is just gonna further the pain of high school. I really don't want to do that tonight. It's either going to be awkward or sad.
Or both.
I have always wanted to like go back to like a reunion or something, just so I can be like, I live somewhere nice now and I make money. And then they'll still be like, and you're just as annoying as you were in high school. I'll be like, yeah.
So should we get to wrestling? We're already 15 minutes in.
Is that what the podcast is about?
Yeah.
What we normally do here?
Occasionally.
Do you want to get into the wrestling? That looks weird, dude. Broken. She's mad at me because I've got like 900 things on top of the bed. Also, I cannot breathe for my life today because the pollen count is like out of control again. So if I just like start gasping halfway through this podcast, just know This is probably how I was gonna go out anyways.
Splooch is demanding more stories.
Oh God, I don't have any good stories about my hometown. I know that there's one kid who went out drinking. One kid that I went to school with went out drinking one night with a couple of like my old friends from high school, and he was fucking around back at somebody's house, drunk off his ass, tried to do a somersault in the air, and landed right on his teeth.
Oh.
Cesaro style. Cesaro.
Kayla mentioned a time she ran into a girl in high school at a local bar. It was an awkward moment. One of the most awkward moments of her life. I feel like I've never had a good time running into somebody I know at a local bar.
You also went to college with people that you went to high school with, which is weirder to me.
A couple people, yeah.
There was like one or two people from grades above me in college that I would like see every once in a while and be like, oh. I will never forget when we were in college and I was just trying to have a fucking fun time. And the first girl that I ever dated walked in and I just like looked at her and I was like, now we're just sad. Now this just hurts because we don't talk. Yeah, I just feel like, because I see like so many pictures too on my Facebook of like all these girls that like still go out to like Vapor nightclub and stuff like that. And I'm like, first of all, I've never been to a nightclub. Second of all, if I ran into any of y'all, I know what would happen. And that would be super fake. So they'd be super sweet to me. And I'm a sap. So I'd be like, oh yeah, let's talk. And then I'd spend the entire night with people I hate. And then I'd feel like we were friends again. And I wake up the next morning hungover and be like, oh, no.
Kayla said, and this is the last thing I want to say before we move on to the news. Kayla said, very short version of that story is she relentlessly hit on me in front of her boyfriend, and it slowly came out that she didn't have custody of her child and sold coke. that isn't the first half. Wow.
It's always the best, like when you run into people from high school and like you find out all this shit and you're like, oh, so you're doing good, okay.
Don't you just love when someone overshares?
That's my favorite part about going anywhere where I might know somebody. That's the only good thing about it, is that like if we're both drunk, I know for a fact I'm gonna sit at that bar, you're gonna tell me your whole life story, and I'm just gonna sit back like, aha. Until I get too drunk, and then I've got to start talking, or else I'll like throw up.
The news?
That's why I'm a chatty drunk.
Before Harry gets into this guy named Mark in high school, let's go on to the news.
Want to hear about Mark from high school?
No. You don't have the chat open, so you can't even see.
Would this be the Mark that passed out in the grass?
That was college Mark. Anyway, news.
Oh, Mark, always wanting to do the news. Jesus.
Yeah, that's me, News Mark. That's what they call me.
So let's talk about the most stupid shit in the world. Apparently, Braun is making a heel turn.
What?
Which is weird because, like, I don't know how you make a heel turn when you're already a heel.
I heard he's making a babyface turn.
I heard that he's making a heel turn. I heard that him being, like, suspended was gonna result in him going heel.
I heard the opposite. I don't know.
No. Try to find that article because that'd be weird. Because I saw this on Wrestle Talk. Anyways, while I look for this article, let's talk about Drake Wirtz.
How about we just don't?
Drake Wirtz update.
How about we don't?
Fun facts, everybody. So Drake Wirtz posted a video. Yeah, that's what he did. Posted a very long Notes app post that was essentially, people are attacking me and calling me a bigot, and they're attacking my family, and I'm so sad about it. And I was like, well, Drake, you are a bigot, so let's start there. Second of all, shut up. So after after that, I was like seeing like who liked it because I want to make sure my darling Bobby Fish stays as far fucking away from him as possible for as long as he can. But I finally went to check today again, just in case, trying to get a little update. Brian Cage decided that he was going to have some shit to say about that, which I said, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Brian. Tell me that there's a cat by my foot." Oh no, there isn't. That's horrifying. Anyways, but it looks as though quick words. Look him up. User not found.
It seems like, based on Brian Cage, coming out as a dumbass, it seems like in wrestling, if you look like a fucking idiot, you are a fucking idiot.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair. I regret ever calling him Hot Ref. That's my mistake. But he's still relegated to NXT, which is so weird because, like, I don't know. Did they just say, "Oh, well, no one watches NXT anyways, so why not?"
No, they said Triple H won't fire you, so here you go.
That's why I only love Willie Reegs.
Yeah. You also love Shawn Michaels.
I do, but I also worry about Shawn Michaels sometimes.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He's kind of got a past.
Mm-hmm.
Politically. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find this article and I can't find anything now, which is just there we go. Right, so it says Braun Strowman headbutted Adam Pearce, which is believed to have been the beginning of another heel run for the former Universal Champion. And they're planning for a feud probably at TLC with Drew. Somehow.
I hope that that's all lies. Thank you, Weeby Villain, for the follow. Thanks. Wow.
Thanks, Weeby.
All right. Anyway.
So, I don't really know how you make a heel turn when you're already a heel, because the last thing that I vividly recall him doing, the last turn that we saw from him was him doing throwing Alexa Bliss down into a facebuster. So,
And beating the shit out of people on Raw Underground.
yeah.
Kind of the same as Bobby Lashley right now.
What was he before? Just an angry babyface?
Yeah, actually.
Anywho, Shane Helms is back with the WWE as a producer, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have no recollection of what the company was like before he was released. And for those that don't know, he was released during COVID layoff, so him coming back is a good sign that we might be getting more people who were released during COVID back.
And it is also kind of nice to have people that were wrestlers. I feel like the best stuff comes from those types of people.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember. Was Hurricane Helms the one who? He was part of the whole thing that happened with Danny Burch.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Burch came out as somebody who didn't believe in masks. And I can't remember if he was... I think he was the one who was saying it's stupid not to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm just going to believe it. For future purposes. It is interesting, though, because he was somewhat related in a way to AEW for a while there. So, poached him. And speaking of people getting jobs, Xavier Woods is now working with G4, which is good for him because, yeah, it's been a long time coming. He tried really hard to do this. So
if there's anyone who deserves it, it's him.
Plus, in a selfish way, this makes me feel better because I was concerned, like, well, if he joins G4, then, like, when he was out on injury, I was like, then what if he doesn't come back? But now he's back and on G4, so it's perfect.
Olivia
The dude must
Munn.
have so much shit going on.
Olivia Munn said to Xavier when he joined, he said, "Welcome to the family. Mom's always drunk, and Dad never has pants on."
I love that. No.
Sploocha said that Hurricane Helms called out Road Dogg as well.
Okay, so Road Dogg was the other player in that dispute because now I remember. Xavier Woods must be fucking tired though.
Oh, absolutely.
Up, down, down, wrestling with this now. It's like, can you take a nap? Just lay down.
I mean, playing video games is probably his nap.
Yeah, I guess that's probably fun for him. So.
Oh, absolutely. Except when his computer just shit the bed.
One day we'll get that back.
Yeah.
Okay. So interestingly enough, we talked about this on Monday because it was a match. WWE. Wow, I'm really on fire today.
Oh yeah, on fire.
So the New Day.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
The New Day wrestled Hurt Business last Monday, and it was kind of weird. It was a little discordant, where there was a double count out, and the Hurt Business, like, as the New Day was like leaving, like, yeah, we got our fucking titles. The Hurt Business was like, no, you can't do that. Don't you want to come back here and prove to the fans that, like, you're wrestlers?
Yeah.
Because apparently the double count out was never supposed to happen. New Day was supposed to drop their titles in the match with a single count out, with, I believe it was Xavier not making it back to the ring.
That doesn't even make sense. Because you don't lose your title on the count out.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand it because I kind of always thought that, like, there's been a lot of countouts before where the champion doesn't drop the title, so I don't really know how that was supposed to work.
I mean, when you read the article, I didn't hear anything about them dropping the titles, just that they were supposed to lose.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to read the article here, as Brian Alvarez said that I was told that the finish of the match was supposed to be that the Hurt Business would win via countout, but they were supposed to call it like a shoot, and they didn't get in the ring fast enough, and so the referee called it a double countout. And the New Day, for some weird reason, they were all heelish last night. They start backing up the ramp, celebrating that they defended the titles via double countout, so defended the titles. And MVP, the heel, cuts the promo saying, "The fans don't want to see this. You're not going to take that, are you? Get back in this ring and let's restart it." So I mean, kind of kudos to the ref for just being like, fuck it.
Yeah, but they were still supposed to keep the belts, seems like. But I'm glad, good on MVP for being like, for improving like that and being like, hey, we should do this again. Come on.
Yeah. And not only that, for them to restart the match.
Yeah.
A match that they really hadn't prepared for.
I wonder what got cut because of that.
I don't know. I'd have to think back to Monday, and I don't really want to do that. And finally, I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Drew McIntyre was interviewed the other day on Fox Sports, and they asked him, like, what was the worst bump you've ever taken? And apparently, this goblin of a man says that the fall from the cell was actually the worst bump that he's ever taken. Because, first of all, he said he's terrified of heights. So getting up on the cage was fucking terrifying to him. In addition to that, he was like, I know what's gonna, like, make us, like, stand out from the other people, which is I have to fall off this fucking cell. And then he thought, well, the table will catch my fall, without factoring in the fact that he's a 6'5" man that's 270 pounds, and the table did not catch his fall whatsoever.
He's probably heavier than that table.
So I just thought that was a very funny little thing that I read. I was like, that's stupid of you. You're a dummy.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you'd like to move into the matches and promos of the night.
I would, because today was a crammed night.
Yes, there was quite a lot going on today. I do unfortunately have to reapply some tape real quick.
Oh boy,
That's
we're
all
gonna
right
be
with you?
here for another 2 years.
I sense that you're being a little bit snooty.
Splucha, Leon Ruff is going to be at War Games, and he had one of the best promos today. He didn't fight today at all. They're saving that for War Games. Alright,
Well,
so I think you start us off with our first match.
yes, I do. We start with Ember versus Candice. Kevin Owens, immediately before the match starts, acknowledges that Vic Joseph has a fuck ton of makeup on his face, which Vic doesn't seem too kindly to. So Ember immediately tries to attack Candice, and Candice spends the first 3 minutes of the match hiding from Ember and telling her that she needs to calm down. There's a dropkick to Candice, sending her off the apron. Once they get back inside, Ember drops Candice's ass straight into the mat, then throws her face first into the announce desk before taking Indy out as well, just as collateral damage. There's then a fallaway slam to Candice that sends Candice kind of running scared back up the ramp. They get back into the ring, and I don't really know how to describe this other than like it was a senton of sorts, but Candice stepped up onto the back of Ember before going down into the senton on her back.
Oh. I don't know the name of it. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
Either. Yeah. But then there's a super kick to Candice, and an inside cradle to Ember. Candice slams Ember backwards. There's a suplex to Candice. Then a kick to Candice's head through the ropes. Kel and Dakota appear to kind of strengthen Candice's side of things.
Power
Candice
her
gets
up.
a crossface on Ember. Yeah. There's a guillotine sub on Ember, and then Ember kind of powers up, falls backwards, very Keith Lee-esque, as of last Monday. There's a suplex and a facebuster to LeRae. Ember goes up to the top rope, but Indy takes that bullet for Candice. Candice pulls off the Wicked Stepsister on Ember to win the match. Then the rest of the girls attack Ember. That includes Raquel, Dakota, Candice, because Indy is broken. And Tony comes out to kind of like look. She looks like she's about to defend Ember. She looks like she's about to fucking like gonna fuck some shit up.
We saw them wrestle together.
Then she slams Ember into the fucking stairs. And I said, "Oh my god, Tony, I think I actually like you. You were meant to be a heel."
Yeah, her look fits being a heel better than being a face.
Yeah. Yeah, just her attitude in general. I feel like it's much more like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I also kind of preferred this over their friendship just because, like, I don't know, their friendship was kind of cringy.
Mm-hmm. It was.
The way they talked to each other, I was like, yeah. But that was a match. It wasn't my favorite match. It wasn't like that great, but
It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst one today.
I'm realizing I don't like the Wicked Stepsister, not one bit.
Okay.
It's just like, meh. It's not a power move, really.
I think the whole distraction thing, or no, it wasn't a distraction. The interference kind of made it more lame, because Candice shouldn't have won.
Also, Indy's really taken bullets for people that haven't really done much to hear back.
Yeah.
Those bullets.
But also,
yeah, whatever. That's your own goddamn fault. But
I'm glad they're using Indy to take bullets more than actually fight.
Yes, and I'm glad that we learned something new about Indy today.
Okay, so after that vagueness, We move on to a promo with Legado del Fantasma. They're just sitting in a hotel room, looks like. Hello, Corey. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, they're just laughing and being creepy Legado assholes. Talking about their next challenger and just laughing at all the possibilities and everyone they've beaten. Some names they laugh at are Kurt Stallion, Swerve, who they turned into a talk show host. I think Jake Atlas, bunch of names, and yeah, it's just, just laughing while they have the Cruiserweight Championship next to them. After that, we have Undisputed Era coming out. They're the boys are here doing their cutesy little stuff in the ring. It looks so dumb. It looks so dumb, but like I love it.
They're best friends. They're best mates.
Their whole like I don't know.
It also never seemed like, it seems like Adam's given a script and then he's like, hey guys, you can riff off of this too. And then no one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Bobby got cut off like 3 times tonight.
Bobby and Roddy just walk around in the background, occasionally chiming in. Kyle just stands there like this.
But wait, don't forget Bobby also just like likes to pat people on the side and stuff.
Yeah. Some encouragement.
He gives hugs. He pumps people up.
But they're talking about their match today and how they have a match with the brand, specifically Pete Dunne, for advantage at War Games, and the advantage is the winner of this match would get a person out sooner at War Games. It's one wrestler at a time comes out, but whoever wins this advantage match would have one person come in sooner. And so they're talking, and they're like, well, you guys don't know who we're going to pick. You guys picked Pete Dunne. Could be any one of us. And the Kyle's like, it has to be me. After Halloween Havoc, it has to be me. And then they choose him.
Yeah, Adam's just like, okay, sure, buddy.
It should have been Roddy, because Pete and Roddy have history. But maybe they're saving that for War Games.
Yeah, I mean, I think because the more recent history is from Kyle, it makes a little more sense this way. I think it'll make a lot of sense to bring it up in when the War Games match happens.
Yeah. That's basically the end of it. End of that promo, at least. They choose Kyle, and that's it.
Real quick, I just want to point out
Mm-hmm.
Roddy's voice. Roddy sounds like he's from like Southern California with the way that he just like talks. Like it's just all so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget my dude's from fucking Wisconsin. And like I don't know where that voice ever came from. I don't know how he developed that affectation, but it always throws me for a fucking loop.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
After that, we had an interview with Candice, Raquel, and Dakota. They're backstage, walking back from their match. And Candice is asked about who is on her team for War Games. And obviously, it's Dakota and Raquel. And then the fourth member, as the camera pans to the left, is Tony Storm. Obviously. I mean, that's not the surprise. I guess Tony joining is a little bit of a surprise, but the real surprise is going to be who joins Shotzi's team. We get a little bit of hints towards it today. Well, we have obviously Ember's going to be a part of it. And Rhea, based on how things went today, is going to be a part of it. And then the fourth, not so sure. But after that, we have a short little WWE shop ad for their Christmas and holiday sale, Black Friday sale, whatever. And it's with Dakota and Johnny. Just being the power couple. I love them. I love them so much. And yeah, then we move on to Timothy Thatcher versus Kushida.
Yeah. First of all, before they went into this, they showed a backstage shot of Tim Tam's pupils watching him, and Anthony, Austin, August, Alan, Green, Gray,
Yep.
whatever, is with them. I was like, how are you still his like student?
Maybe they were watching to just watch him get fucked up.
Maybe it's out of spite. But yeah, let's talk about the match that made me really unhappy.
Okay.
So we got Tim Tams versus Kushida. Before the match even starts, Tommaso comes out. Thatcher gets really distracted by this. There's an underhook submission to Kushida for a moment. Kushida tries to take Thatcher's legs out. Then there's an uppercut to Kushida and a belly-to-belly suplex. Jimmy goes for the ankle lock, but Kushida wriggles free. He gets his legs into Thatcher's and then bridges backwards into a crossface in addition to that leg submission, which was just fucking strange and actually so cool. I almost died. Thatcher gets out of it. There's an uppercut to Kushida. Kushida throws Thatcher down with a hip toss and then a drop kick. He goes for the handspring kick against the ropes, but is caught and put into an ankle, what looks like a sort of like an inverted ankle lock in the ropes. Once Kushida gets free, Thatcher goes for the classic ankle lock, but Kushida kicks him. There's a hard uppercut to Kushida. Thatcher goes for the butterfly suplex, but it doesn't really work. He's brought down to the mat. He gets a sleeper hold on Kushida. Kushida throws him out into a backslide. Thatcher breaks free, starts stomping Kushida just a little bit. Kushida tries to get the hoverboard lock on Thatcher, but Thatcher kind of won't let it get locked in, holds his own hands. Jimmy gets the sub hold on Kushida, gets that locked in, but Kushida manages to wriggle free. Kushida goes for the armbar, but again, Thatcher holds his own hands and won't let it get locked in. There's a sleeper hold on Kushida and a body scissors, and it kind of looks like that's where it ends. But Tim Tams gets launched out of the ring, starts staring at Tommaso to the point where the ref says, "Don't worry about Tommaso, get back in here." Kushida follows him out, drives him into the post, falls on his arm. There's a soccer kick. Timmy gets a butterfly suplex off on Kushida, but then Ciampa decides to stand up and stare at him. Kushida gets the hoverboard lock locked in, and Thatcher fucking taps like a puss.
I mean, who didn't see Kushida winning this after we've been told for so long that he's going to get a huge push, and I mean, he's getting it. He's beating every tough guy at on NXT. I mean, he beat Ciampa, he beat Dream, he beat Thatcher, he beat Cameron Grimes, Arturo Ruas. I'm going to ignore what happened. But also some breaking news real quick. Going off of Helms being rehired.
Has he been fired?
No. Finlay has also been rehired as producer after being furloughed in April. So it looks like they are rehiring their producers after furloughing them. Finally.
Sorry. Say that one more time.
Were you not listening?
Listening now.
Anyway, so in addition to Shane Helms getting rehired, Finlay has also been rehired. He was seen at backstage at NXT today, and he was rehired as a producer after being furloughed in April.
All right, awesome. I mean, you really hope that it does mean that more people are coming back. It would be cool to see while it is WWE, it would be cool to see a company, that furloughed people, bringing them back, since I wasn't so fucking lucky. Not that I worked for them.
Mm-hmm.
But you would hope that with that happening, that means that maybe we'll start seeing a little better writing for a lot of the stuff that we have to fucking sit through, and better matches.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what these rehires bring back. But anyway, now that match is over, we can move on to a little vignette with Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, where they're just talking about after the match and the aftermath. And Rhea says she's got something to talk about tonight, after some rumors that have been circulating. And then after that, we have an interview with The Brand, Pat McAfee and his boys, where they talk about Pete. I think that's it.
Only talks, which is weird.
Oni does talk. Danny talks, I think. Pat's not there. It's just Pete, Oni, and Danny, because Pat said he was staying home today. Staying home. But after that, we have the KO show, hosted by Kevin Owens, featuring special guest Leon Ruff. Shout out to Splucha. He said, my boy Leon Ruff getting his weekly W's.
Yeah.
So Leon comes on, and they actually have a nice heart-to-heart, Kevin and Leon. Talking about being humble with having a title, and Leon kind of opening up about his reactions to having the title and everything, how I think it was 7 weeks ago, he got signed to the WWE, and just a couple weeks ago, he has a North American title. And then he starts to get all cocky as he gets further through the interview, and then mentions that he's gonna he's taken on Johnny Gargano twice for it now. He can do anything. And then Kevin is like, no, whoa, hold your horses there, sir. On WWE, whenever you say somebody's name, they will walk out within a few seconds. And then he starts counting down 3, 2, 1. He's a little off. And then Johnny walks out. And Johnny's like, no. He says he's not beaten twice, that Leon had help. And yeah, it's shit talking. And then Damien, somebody says Damien's name. I think it was Johnny. And then Kevin Owens does the same thing, counts down to Damien coming out. Damien's having a fucking amazing time. He's just laughing hysterically watching this go down. And how can you not? They're talking about, defending the title and everything, yada yada yada, what happened backstage and everything. And then Kevin Owens is like, if only we had our own Ted Long. That's his name, right? Ted Long? Am I misremembering? Okay, Ted Long. If only we had our own Ted Long. What?
Teddy.
Teddy
It's
Long.
Teddy.
Sorry, I thought you were saying yes.
No, I was saying Teddy.
Okay. Teddy Long. If only we had our own Teddy Long here on NXT. What are we gonna do? If only there was somebody like that. And then he starts counting down again. And then the best man on NXT, William Regal, walks out with his walkout song. And he's like, he sets up the match for War Games. And as he's about to walk away, he turns back around and says, "Playa," in a British accent, and then walks out. And for those who don't know wrestling, Teddy Long, who was I think he was the general manager of was it SmackDown or Raw? He would announce like the matches like that, be in charge of that kind of thing. William Regal's that same position for NXT, and Teddy Long would always say "Playa," and so it was a nice little reference for us wrestling fans. Kayla says, pretty sure it was SmackDown.
Nod, if you will.
Little nod.
I think it was too, actually.
And then after that, we had a vignette with Finn, where he talks about last week. He said he's ready for work. He's basically, he seems like he's drunk or on some kind of medication, because he's talking about,
Keeps calling himself a cat.
and he said he's ready to play in the litter or something.
He said that you're not going to play in my litter.
Yeah.
And I said, fuck. I just want to know what's going on with Finn right now. I don't know. Maybe like he made like a bet with somebody, like, I'm going to make my next 10 promos very strangely cat referencing. And now he's just like capitalizing.
Yep.
And then the fact that he posted that picture of himself with like the fucking, with his new thing where it's like, when the cat's away, the mice will play. He posted that picture and then in parentheses he wrote meow, and I said no.
Maybe
2010 Tumblr really caught up to him.
Maybe he's going back to the Demon Prince persona, but he's drawing a cat all over him. He's got little cat ears.
Oh my god!
He borrows Ember Moon's tail. After that, we had another one of those vignettes with Shotzi that also kind of advertises War Games, where she's fixing up her tank. That's it. And then we have Cameron Grimes versus Jake Atlas for some goddamn reason. Anyway, Liz.
Also, Drake Wirtz is the referee for this match, so we had to see that little orange bigot today. Ugh.
Everyone orange sucks.
The only good orange ref is Spider.
True. That we
Spider
know
can
of.
spray tan himself as much as he wants to.
He might be bad and we don't know, but...
I mean, to be fair, I don't trust a man named Spider with a Y within an inch of my life, and probably not Spider with an I either.
Yeah. But at least we can trust Eddie Orengo. His name kind of sounds like orange.
Yeah, that's fair. So, this was a weird fucking match, and there's a good reason for it. There were some hard forearms to Atlas, and then a massive arm drag to Grimes off the top rope. Suplexes Atlas, there's a kick to the face of Grimes. They exchange some forearms and some elbows and shit. Then there's a kick to the face of Atlas, a suplex to Grimes, and a hard right takes Grimes down. Atlas sends a nasty fucking boot to Grimes' face. And there's a good old Puma tackle to Atlas. I always hate the Puma tackle, though, because, like, I don't know who initiates it half the time when it's a running one. Like, they ran at each other. And I was like...
It's whoever gets up first. And in this case, it was Cameron Grimes. And for those who have not watched the podcast every day and don't know what Liz is referring to by the Puma tackle, normal people would refer to it as the power slam.
And smart people would refer to it as the Puma tackle.
You're
Because
the
if you
only
ever seen a
one.
puma tackle something, that's exactly what it fucking looks like.
You're the only one.
Oh, I'm not. Well, yeah, actually, I probably.
Yeah.
I'm innovative, Mark. I'm innovating. Anyways. Grimes then throws Atlas into the ropes, stomps on his chest to win. He's having the time of his fucking life. He backs up towards the corner, and who is there but our good Lord and Savior, sexy baby. Little old Dexter Loomis with his little old blue eyes comes out. He's made a video for Cameron. Made him a video. It's really sweet.
With drawings too.
Drawings, and he has like a little sack in his hand, and he opens the sack up and throws out a strap because Dexter Loomis wants to have a strap match. It's sort of like when like a dog comes up to you with their ball, and they're like, you kind of instinctively understand, oh, you want to play fetch. He just wants to have a strap match. I don't know why it's got to be this difficult. Cameron says no, absolutely not, and leaves.
Real quick, Splucho, we're talking about a power slam, not a pounce. But I love how Dexter Loomis can completely convey everything he means, everything he wants to talk about, without saying any. He doesn't say a single word, and yet we constantly.
It's pretty easy to convey bloodlust.
I wouldn't even call it bloodlust. It's like a child who wants like attention, who wants a friend.
I'm truly in love with his character. There's like never a moment where he's like out in the ring and I'm like, Dexter Loomis. Never.
But after that, we have a little promo with Cameron Grimes where he's backstage talking to himself, and then William Regal comes up to him, old Willie Reegs, and he's like, "Hey, Cameron, so there's a match now. Dexter Loomis challenged you," and Cameron's like, "Nope, I'm not gonna do it." And Willie's like, "Well, you gotta." And then that's that.
No, hold on.
Was there more?
You're missing the most important part, where Cameron says, "Why do you hate me so much?" And William just looks at him and goes, "Probably because of your personality." He just fucks off, and I was like,
"Yeah,
William, my boy."
Oh God.
I'm in love with him.
After that, we had Rhea in the ring, talking, addressing these rumors that have been circulating, because there have been rumors ever since that match with Io, where Rhea lost the title match. There have been rumors that she was going to join the main roster, or that something was going to happen. There's a relationship between her and Io. There's a lot of stuff. She basically came out and just said, "My main focus is the NXT Women's Championship. Nothing else. That's what I'm focused on. I hugged Io because I respect her, and that's it." And then we have the three amigos come out. Was it four today? The four amigos. Candice, Dakota, Raquel, and Tony come out holding Io Shirai. Raquel is holding Io Shirai over her shoulder, slumped as if she was dead, because she probably was. And Rhea's mad. And they all start beating up on Rhea, but she is beating them up, actually. She's taking all four on at once. Until it doesn't go her way, and she gets kind of beaten up a bit. And that kind of hints at, Rhea's going to be joining Shotzi's team for War Games.
And also it hints at just the fact, because I thought that she was getting called up. I think we all like swallowed my tongue. I think we all kind of thought that she was joining SmackDown or the main roster in some respect. Thank God she's not. It's like, I don't trust them after the whole Chelsea Green thing. Because like Chelsea Green was getting called up, and then 5 months later we finally see her again. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that she's staying on NXT because NXT knows how to do women's wrestling better than the main roster. However, I want Rhea Ripley to be very successful in every single way. So it's a give and take. It's a double-edged sword. Now, after that, we have... What the fuck did I write? Oh boy. We have another promo featuring Xia Li and Boa. Oh boy. Also, Harry gave an update that he power slammed his dog Rowan. Good job, Harry. Said Rowan did not like being power slammed.
Well, Rowan's got to train. One day he'll power slam you, Harry.
Yeah.
You like it.
But so Boa and Xia are in their home. They peek out the door and they get into a weird car. Everything's dark, by the way. I want to preface this by everything's dark and cinematic. They get in a car. They look like shit. They look like they haven't showered in weeks. They have barely eaten. Xia looks like she has braces now. And they drive to what's very obviously the Capitol Wrestling Center, or the Performance Center. But it's supposed to be a weird garage. They go in, they get out of the car, and they kneel down in front of this cloaked person. This cloaked person with long nails. It's very misty. It's very eerie. And they're very like apologetic. Zaya's like really apologizing, saying she tried her best. Boa's apologizing too. It's all in Chinese, by the way. It seems like they're going for a very different feel with this storyline. And then the person in the cloak, it's a woman. Well, what does she say? Did she say anything important?
Honestly, so I didn't take any notes on this. I took like 2 notes. I don't know how this ended. All I know is that she was just begging, like, I'll win my next match, X, Y, and Z. And then the old guy's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this ending, which is like the worst part of it, which makes it feel even more like a fever dream that I just imagined.
Yeah. It's still teetering on the vagueness. I think it was the last one with Boa, or the one before it with the old Chinese man. That was great. But now it's kind of what she did do is she drew the hand sign, the sign on both Xia and Boa's hands, and that's kind of where we ended it. I don't know.
I don't know what this means.
I'm excited. I want to see where this goes. I want to see.
I want to pretend that I'm interested. I'm more scared now. This is like, it's so dramatic.
It is. And after that we had what was supposed to be a match with Everrise, I assume against Killian and Drake Maverick, how things have been going so far. But the Everrise comes out in the ring, and then they're immediately attacked. But by who? Who could it have been? It was the grizzled young veterans, who is Zach Gibson, and who was the other guy? What's his name? Zach Gibson. His name begins with a J.
Let me look that up for you.
Yeah, James Drake. Thank you, Splucha.
There we go.
Yeah, grizzled young veterans are now on NXT. No longer NXT UK, or maybe both. But this is cool. Another NXT tag team.
A little British invasion going on.
Yeah, I love it. And that's really it. They said they're here to, fuck some shit up. They're dressed in nice suits, British suits. And that's really it. Can't wait to see what they do with them. And then after that, lastly, we have an interview with Candice as she's walking outside with a very injured Indy. And they're on their way to the car, and I don't remember what the interview was about, but that's not the important part. The important part wasn't the interview. Johnny gets them into the car to get Indy to, I assume, a local medical facility or something.
LMFAO.
Yep. And then they pan to the back seat. And there's somebody in a ghost face mask sitting in the back seat.
Can I tell you why?
Well, hold on. As we know, Indy was revealed to be Ghostface after Halloween Havoc. I think it was the week after they revealed her. And now we see another one. Another Ghostface. Anyway, Liz, would you like to...
Because the ghost face with a fucking jacked set of goddamn pecs at Johnny Gargano's match wasn't Indy! Like I said a million fucking times! No one believed me. Everyone called me crazy. Well, now who's crazy? Probably still me, but fuck you, I was right.
And that's when I said they definitely just threw that in because Liz complained so much.
I'm annoying. It's my one hobby.
And then I got thinking who it could be, because who would like Johnny? Who would like Johnny? And who hasn't had a match today that would do this?
It's
And the only one that came to mind was Austin Theory.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad, but it makes sense. Especially after he said he was retiring. We all know that he's not really, or he's quitting. We all know he's not really quitting.
I was gonna say he wasn't retiring.
He's like 20 something. He's not quitting. But yeah, so that's really where we ended that. If it ends up being like, what's his name? Bo Dallas or something. That might be nice. But all paths point to Austin Theory. And then last but not least, we have the main event today. Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne for advantage at War Games in a ladder match.
Sort of related to this. Did you know that Oni Lorcan's old ring name was Biff Busick?
That's amazing.
Anyways, let's start talking about the match that made me so angry I could claw my own goddamn eyes out. So, the bell really never even rung, or even rang, before they started fighting. There's a kick to Pete Dunne's ribs. There's a ladder set up in the corner, and Kyle knees Pete in the midsection, sending him just fucking spinning through the air. Kyle jumps off the apron right into a knee from Dunne. He sends Dunne into the barricade, then gets back up onto the apron, runs off of it again, and takes Dunne down. Pete then stomps on Kyle's little paws before kicking him in the head. Pete tries to suplex Kyle into the ladder, but it doesn't work this time. Thank fucking God. Kyle gets Pete in his arms, dumps him down, pummels him for a little bit, like a fucking school child, which I loved, before catapulting him right into the barricade. Kyle goes to set up the ladder. Pete shoves the ladder, sending Kyle spinning through the fucking ring. Kind of terrifying for a second. Then the ladder actually falls on Kyle, which was like, oh. Pete gets Kyle into an arm sub against the ladder. Pete then puts the ladder onto Kyle's hand and starts climbing up it, and I said, I don't like this at all. I didn't. Oh no no. Oh no no no. Um, Kyle gets Pete into a leg submission through the rungs. And then there's a dragon screw to Pete through the rungs of the ladder. Kyle's then launched into the ladder set up in the corner where he bounces off and just kind of rubs his face against the ground. Like just scoots pretty much
It's
because
Kyle
he can't
things.
stand. Yeah, just very simple Kyle things. There's another dragon screw on the ropes to Pete Dunne, and then a boot to the midsection of Kyle. And then Pete suplexes Kyle from the ringside through the ladder set up between the ring and the barricade. It snaps in fucking half. And both men are laying on the ground looking like they've just had their entire life flash before their eyes. So Pete gets back up. He starts setting up a ladder in the center of the ring. Kyle grabs his foot as he ascends said ladder. There is an elbow stomp to Kyle's poor fucking elbow against the ladder. I kind of wanted to claw my eyes out after watching. Kyle then kicks Pete in the head before punching him as Pete tries to cinch Kyle's arm in the ladder. Pete, however, decides to go get a steel chair. Kyle kicks him. Pete then holds the chair up to block a punch from Kyle, so Kyle punches the fucking chair. There's then a guillotine submission hold to Pete and a suplex into a ladder. Kyle then goes up to the top rope, jumps off of it, into said ladder because he thought Pete would be there, but Pete rolled away. Kyle then grabs Pete into an ankle lock on ladder. There's a failed enziguri to Kyle. Pete's looking just fucking messed up at this point. Kyle kicks Pete in the ribs. He then shoves the ladder into Pete's face. Both men begin ascending the ladder in the center of the ring. Exchange blows up top. Kyle tries to break Pete's arm. Pete tries to break Kyle's fingers. Then there's a step-up enziguri to Pete. Kyle clotheslines the living shit out of him. There's a steel chair to the poor fucking leg of Kyle. And then the back of Kyle. And then Kyle's launched onto the barricade, and Pete goes up. Kyle gets back up, and he tips the ladder, sending Pete to the ladder in the corner. And then somebody wearing a gold mask, which we've never seen before, gets into the ring, shoves Kyle off the ladder, out of the ring. Pete gets back in, goes up, gets the briefcase. This would have been such a good match if Pete had just won.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to have known that this was going to happen. Pat wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it would have been cooler if Pete had just like won because he won.
I mean,
he had every ounce of momentum to do that.
It fits everyone's characters. It fits Pat to want to just needlessly get involved and interject and play dirty. And it fits Pete Dunne to just, fucking win. But before we move on to Best of the Night, I want to bring up two important news pieces that I forgot to mention during our news segment. First of all, and some tragic news, Bob Ryder, a producer over at Impact, passed away earlier today.
Yes. I missed doing that in the news. I forgot to do that.
I think he was found dead in his apartment or his home when police went to check on him after he was not answering Impact officials. Very tragic. Hope the best for Bob's family. But our next piece of news, or my last piece of news that I want to bring up, is something that is actually really important. Apparently, WWE has been getting involved and getting in the way of movie and TV agents from reaching out to WWE superstars. They've been kind of blocking Hollywood's attempts at getting to these superstars, and I think Sasha Banks was one of the people who talked about it and said that she needs to check her DMs more often because WWE kind of turned down these offers to these movie producers without the stars knowing. And it's not just Sasha, it's a lot of other people. And I think Sasha found out because she was DM'd by someone who said, we reached out to WWE. And I mean, it's just another case of, like Kayla said, impeding the roster's other employment opportunities. Like, it's nothing different, but
it doesn't make sense.
It's like they don't want to build up another Rock or another John Cena. Which, I mean, I get because they left the company, basically. But also, like...
But, like, you're gonna leave the company anyways if you keep doing this shit.
Yeah, like, John Cena was the one who made... John Cena and The Rock kind of both made WWE very mainstream. At the very least, made it within public knowledge. It's just so shitty. It's so shitty. Anyway, best of the night. You want to get to that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh man, we had a lot to go through today, but I feel like I'm pretty certain of my picks.
I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
I figure you'll help me. Jesus,
Yeah.
It just keeps getting more crooked.
Yeah. Because you
Jeez,
put it on crooked.
I'm begging this. Huh?
You put it on crooked. Like,
I put it on crooked because this thing is loose now, so it doesn't actually. Like, if I put like any weight on it, it will just basically spin. It's very frustrating.
Harry asked, are there any people in WWE currently that you think could achieve Rock status? If WWE lets them, I think Roman Reigns can. Or Randy Orton. Randy Orton's already been in a couple movies. So it'll be no surprise if he moves on to be like The Rock, but he's already like too old at this point to achieve that status. I think Roman might be the next person in line.
Ironically.
Yeah, Kayla said Roman Reigns is basically The Rock. He just needs they're related. He just needs some movies. He's an amazing actor. But
unless it's with Drew.
Yeah. All right. So promo of the night. I am already dead set on what this is. But we started with that awkward Legato promo. It's the same Legato promo we always get, where they're in a hotel room just drinking. That's it. Vibes. We had the Undisputed Era promo of them talking in the ring. That was fun, seeing the boys, seeing the best friends back together and alive. But it wasn't super substantial besides giving us Kyle to fight Pete. We had the interview with Candice, Raquel, and Dakota, which was alright. We had the WWE shop ad, which was just funny. It was funny. That was it. We had the vignette with Rhea and Io. Just typical. The interview with the brand was okay. And then the lovely, lovely KO show with Leon Ruff featuring Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, and Willie Regal. Willie Reegs. This was hilarious. Through and through. It gave us one of the best KO shows in history. I loved everything about this. I hope we see more of Kevin Owens on NXT, although maybe that would ruin how special this one was. But it was fantastic. Then we had Finn's vignette, which was alright. We had Shotzi's vignette, which is the same thing as last time. We had Cameron Grimes' promo, which was funny. It was funny, especially with what Willie Reegs had to say. We had Rhea Ripley opening up in the ring. This was alright. It was nice to hear that she's staying on NXT, but that was basically it. Then we had the really vague Boa promo and Xia Li promo. Very weird. Very vague. I am very excited to see where it goes. But besides that, these promos are very, like, they're a slow burn. Very slow burn right now. We had the grizzled young veterans being introduced. Awesome. Cool. Love to see Everrise get beat to shit.
Imperium, by the way.
What?
Where's Imperium?
Pretty sure they're on NXT UK now.
Oh, are they? Okay.
I don't know about that. Maybe. It would make sense that the same time they disappeared, they went to NXT UK, or NXT UK started up again. Then we had the interview with Candice LeRae, where we got the second ghost face, which Liz will probably give that promo of the night just because it proved her right.
Validated.
But no, my pick for promo of the night obviously is the KO show. It was perfect in every way possible.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Kevin Owens is just like so fucking funny.
He is.
In a way that I don't know why he's so funny. He always makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go with this because I really like this one. Especially just because he brings in the extra chair for Johnny. Johnny throws it out. He brings in another chair, and Johnny's like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "This isn't for you. Don't worry. Just trust me." And then finally, after the other chair, I think like another chair got thrown out or something, you just hear Kevin mutter,
No.
"Don't even bother with these chairs."
It was Damien came in, and Damien was like, "No, thank you, but I appreciate it." Kevin Owens just walks away with the two chairs, like, "I don't know why I do this." And then he sits in two chairs. He sits in one, puts his legs up on the other. Oh god, it was amazing. All right, so wrestler of the night.
E.
So we start off with Candice versus Ember. I picked Ember. This was a very well put together Ember Moon. Seemed like she had her shit together this time. Yeah, I mean she was pretty impressive in a lot of ways, but I'm still not sold on her. I'm kind of like disappointed on her return. I don't know if it's her writing, but also kind of like her performance too. Like she's not very good at cutting a promo. But she's pretty good at wrestling. Like she's really good. She has a lot of off days, but still. After that we had Timothy Thatcher versus Kushida. Kushida was fantastic. He was amazing. He took Timothy Thatcher's style and added like flair to it, and also countered Timothy in so many ways that it was like Kushida can beat anyone now. He can literally beat anyone. So Kushida was just so fun to watch. After that we had Cameron Grimes versus Jake Atlas, and I guess I'll go with Cameron Grimes. Jake Atlas botched a lot. He had a lot of very awkward moments in the ring. Which I feel like has been more commonplace with Jake now, is he's kind of slipping up a little bit. And then after that we had Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne, and my pick for this match is Kyle O'Reilly. He was awesome. Not only is he such a great wrestler and a great fighter, he is so good at selling moves that I am always convinced he's dead. Like he is just ragdolled, and we're gonna hear an article the next day saying that he is now dead. Oh, everything about him, everything about his wrestling and him as a person is amazing. It's fantastic. So, with all that said, my pick for Wrestler of the Night is none other than Kyle O'Reilly.
It's interesting because I'm not going to disagree with you.
You scared me.
My pick for tonight is Adam Cole, baby.
That would not be off-brand, I'll tell you that. Alright, so match of the night. We start off with Candice LeRae versus Ember Moon in a pretty good match. The interruption and the interference was a little just because of how it was done. It was just like Indy taking a bullet for Candice. Very simpy. And the match in general wasn't amazing. It was good. It wasn't amazing. Just because it didn't feel like Candice was winning at literally any point. And then Ember is just out after that one hit. After that, we had Timothy Thatcher versus Kushida. Really good match. Really great match. I'm loving all these Kushida matchups. He can really put together a great match. And having Tommaso watching from the sideline, just sitting in a chair very comfortably, it made it just a whole lot better. I loved everything about this. After that, we had Cameron Grimes versus Jake Atlas. Very short match. Dexter Lumis's appearance was great, but the match itself was okay. It was okay. I'd say this was the worst match today.
Yeah.
And then finally, as our main event, Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne. Fantastic match. I love these two in the ring. They are both very talented wrestlers, and watching them brutalize each other while also both being great at selling each other's moves. Everything about this matchup was fantastic. I didn't so much mind Pat McAfee's interference because it's very fitting for the character. Pete Dunne would have won anyway. And I think it really sets up what we're going for with War Games. I know this might sound a little bit hypocritical since I said I didn't like the interference with Ember and Candice's match. But I don't know, because that match very much felt like, heh, Indy took a bullet. Hell yeah, we won. And then Pat interferes and Pat's happy. Pete's just like, okay, I won. Cool. I think it's the difference in attitudes with the wrestlers. Because one's celebrating the interference, while the other one is just Pete Dunne, I guess. Like, there was no celebration, really.
Yeah.
So my pick for match of the night is Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne.
I didn't like how this match ended. Just because it would have been, I personally think it would have been much better if it was just a clean ending. But I also should have seen it coming.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that really made sense in the terms of the story. Especially because they made such a big deal about, like, well, Undisputed Era's never won one, or never lost one of these, so, like, yeah, I get it.
And Pat,
You're gonna win it.
Pat saying he's just staying home.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I want to agree. I agree. Mostly because I heard and Bobby, you could hear Bobby screaming over everybody cheering. And I love nothing more than my proud father. Dude's a dad, okay? That is a father at a fucking game, screaming for his son to do good. While his other two sons stand by him like, Dad's swearing a lot.
Meanwhile, Roddy's also a father.
Roddy, like, Adam and Kyle are the sons. Roddy is like the son that the father had way long ago out of wedlock. Just hangs around sometimes. And you're like, we don't know you.
Oh.
We love you regardless. Why do you sound like you're from Los Angeles?
All right, to run it back, we have promo of the night, the KO show with Leon Ruff, wrestler of the night, Kyle O'Reilly, match of the night, Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne. Liz, would you like to close us out?
I would. You know, times like these, before Thanksgiving, pandemic, you really want to have some sage words of advice, you know?
Yeah.
I want to be able to reflect.
No.
Now, let's reflect on what we're thankful for.
No.
I'm thankful for...
Please no.
I bought 3 drinks in this room. On the eve of this fine holiday, if you're watching with us tonight, let me tell you this. Happy Thanksgiving. Right? It's midnight. Yeah. No, it's not. Holy shit, it's 11:45. We went really fast.
Yeah.
Anyways. Happy 15 minutes until Turkey Day. Celebrate responsibly. I don't mean don't get drunk. I don't mean don't snort crack in your bathroom. What I mean is don't hang out with your extended family.
Instead,
You don't like them. None of that. There's never been a Thanksgiving that I have experienced through the lens of other people that was like, yeah, I really like seeing my great Aunt Martha. Oh, yeah, the turkey was really good. No, you don't like them. Don't lie to yourself. It's just a pandemic. Stay home. Or with people that you normally see.
or go rob Harry of his PS5 that he just said he has in the chat. Everyone go get him.
Bring me Rowan. Be a second animal that pees everywhere.
Oh no. All right.
But yeah, if you're watching tonight, no, I'm not done.
Okay.
If you're watching tonight, thank you. I hope that the Great Pumpkin brings you a special surprise tomorrow morning.
What?
If you're watching in the future, I'm just gonna take a little guessy poo. I'm gonna take a guessy poo for you. Happy Hanukkah? December 10th. It's early this year. Exciting. You know, it's 9 days after December 10th.
December 19th?
The Mike Romies.
Oh.
The most illustrious evening in WWE, in the WWE calendar year. I'm gonna get trashed. I'm gonna wear a fancy dress. Mike Rome might be here.
No, he won't. Don't get everyone's hopes up.
Mike Rome's pulling double duty. Can't he just spare like a little time for the podcast?
No. That's exactly why he can't spare enough time. He's too busy taking cute pictures with his girlfriend in front of Christmas trees.
I have to go make a pie. I apple peeled my finger today. And, another word to the wise, since I won't talk to any of you till Friday evening. Don't you? I don't want a single person that watches this to go to a single goddamn Black Friday sale. Don't be fucking stupid. That's why we have online stores.
Yeah.
They all have Black Friday sales going on all month, baby. Who goes places anymore? Jesus Christ. Cheers.
Why run into people and punch them when you can just punch your own monitor when you don't get that nice pair of shoes that you wanted?
Your screen. And then use the Black Friday deals to get a new monitor.
But also, little word of advice to everyone. I know we're dragging on this closing. Don't buy a Black Friday TV.
It's a holiday.
Don't buy that Black Friday TV because they make TVs specifically for Black Friday that are not as great as non-Black Friday TVs. Not as great quality. That's an actual thing. Never buy a TV on Black Friday.
This year I thought was going to be the year for me.
Yeah, I know. I know. I gotta trample old folks to death for my TV. Yes, Splucha, you can go do it. Go do it, Splucha. Alright.
Just go to a nursing home. They're all over the place there.
Oh, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that follow button down below, and if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And check out the live show. What are you doing? If you missed part of this podcast, want to check out previous ones, our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. The Survivor Series episode just went up today, I think, or yesterday. Definitely go watch it. It is great. It was fun. Pay-per-view podcasts are always great fun. You'll see me retain the pay-per-view prediction title. The Monday Night Raw one.
See me get so drunk, my room was spinning.
The Monday Night Raw one will be on today, I believe, if not tomorrow. And check out our Twitter at Pinfall Podcast. Check out our personal Twitters. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And check out the Universal Pokemon Federation on YouTube, combining WWE and Pokemon. It is a lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun. And my personal Twitch, twitch.tv/ what is my Twitch? Mark Cameron. And check out all the Twitches of everyone in the chat: Splucha, Kayla, Harry, TV Spicy Boys, Stormreach, XIX, and Core Review is somewhere up there. Check all them out. They're great people. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown, post-Thanksgiving. Alright, have a great night, everybody. We will see you next time.